The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi folks, Basil Chapman here. Let's just run through all these numbers real quickly because I just have so many questions that have come up and things that we need to look at. So the Dow is now up 66 at 44,523. In some ways, it still hasn't made that. It hasn't made the all-time high, but in some ways, the technicals are still holding strong enough that there could just be one pop to the upside to get to the 45,073 high that was made back in December. We've had a double top already at 45,054. That was in January. I'm just looking at this and I'm saying there is enough room to move higher. Okay. With that said, the parameters are very simple. The 9-period moving average is still over the 14. The MACD is still strong. Stochastic started to pull back, but it's still at 84%. Relative strength in the daily chart is good, but it's a little weaker than it was just 4 or 5 sessions ago. So I'm looking at this, and I've been saying, I think we're making some kind of a rotational aspect that has top emotion in some of the leading indices. And you can see, look, now GE is no more part of the Dow, but it's just telling me that it's had a spectacular move. It's made a double top potential at 257.47 in June. And then a little later in June, it goes to 260.55. And now it's kind of stalling. Robin Hood, also not in the Dow, but it's just giving me a picture of what's going on in the general marketplace. Down, it's unchanged right now, 94.67, just had a spectacular move. It's in the sideways move. Sideways moves, unless they make a cup formation, you've got to be very careful because they could quite easily take out the low of the most recent low. That'll take it down to the 88s, and that'll be a negative for it, but a suggestion that the market is turning down. But if you look at BTC, which is the Bitcoin futures, I tie them together. I don't link them, but I just kind of, in my mind, I tie them together, Robinhood and the players who do Bitcoin. And you'll see we've already gone to a peak D under 113,060 last high, which was under the previous high of 113,360 in December. And this is going to be a tough resistance area. It's got the Chapman inside track, a repellent line. It just went there. It says that by the 14th, and what is today? Today is the 10th, so by Monday, I think, there could be a test of the 113,060 level, but once you go very quickly to a peak A, then a peak B, then a peak C, and a D, in a buy signal that got upgraded to a buy mode, and you haven't broken the previous high, you've got to watch, because unless there's a spectacular spike to the upside to really trigger like an inverted dreaded H pattern where this cup formation has the potential to excel to the upside, this is a stalling formation. So not bad, but it's just not breaking out right now. So let's go back to what we were looking at, the S&P. As I said, very good action. But look at these tiny little candles. Now you've got to be careful because if there's a large candle to the downside, taking out, it's at 62.55. Let's just say by Monday or Tuesday, suddenly you're down at the 51.78, the 40-period exponential moving average. That's going to confirm the stalling. But right now, it's really not bad. And this is what I said to subscribers. I said, what do we do now to get positions? Do I want to grab something like the IWM when we haven't been in, but we've had other positions that have had fabulous gains, but lower price stocks? So I'm going to go through a couple of things as we move on. Right now, the QQQs are down 2.60 at 553.65. And you can see the stalling motion, not negative, but stalling. I've got to emphasize that. IWM, now it's positive, making a new recovery high. And I said, we've been following this. We did have it previously. We had really nice gains in the IWM and the TNA. And then we got out of it, and it just came down, and then just a small gain in the end with the remaining part that we had because it took out the low and then it went even lower. But now what we're looking at is this 9-period moving average in the weekly chart, and we've extended last week's high. So this is still a leg C. This is good action, and this is that rotational potential that we're talking about. So even the E-mini, look at the way it keeps looking. It hit the 200-period moving average. It's doing very nicely now. But most importantly, it keeps running up and then stalling. And within that context, all we want to do now is say, can you keep going? And we'll see soon enough. So more importantly, we've got the SMHs talking about new highs, SMHs trading right now. Oops, so into the E-mini. I'm sorry, we went to the 1-minute chart. I don't need that for this. I need the, here we go. There we go. So the SMHs at this particular point are trading the semis, that is the Van Eck Semiconductor ETF, gone to a leg G. But with the Gs, I always say, when you get to a G, consider that it's an alternate count. Even if it wasn't an instant restart, this was an instant restart by 1 bar. So in this particular instance, I'm going to say that the high, let me move this away because it's not relevant right now. I'm going to call this a G/C. And you can see how buying just keeps coming in. No matter how negative potentially the news is, it's not impacting the market. We don't have a dark news cloud cover that's going to really push the prices down constantly every day. It hasn't done that. So the semiconductor is acting very well. The question the other day was, if there is a pullback, what would you get into for a more intermediate term position? What I said is you could even start at just the semis right here because they are only in leg B in the weekly chart, but you have to be able to take quite a bit of a pullback when it comes. It should come, but if it comes. But looking out, if it's still going to go to a leg C higher in the weekly and then a leg D, and it's only a leg A, potential A in the monthly chart, that is outstanding action. But on a very short-term basis, what I said is I prefer to see if it can hold 275 or 276 on any pullback over the next week or two. All right, let's get back to our story here. Just quickly, I want to go through gold. Gold is down. Oh, now it's up. GDX, so gold is at 33.27. It needs to get to the 33.50, 33.60 area to sort of break to the upside. GDX has gone to a leg. We might have done it by a penny. Let me just, dreaded H pattern, second dreaded H pattern, 50.32. 50.35. All right, hasn't done it yet. Went to a peak A and a B, and that B becomes a B minus if we take out that left side low, but it hasn't done it yet. But it's really not acting great in the daily chart. But the weekly chart is nothing to see here. It's doing fine. Weekly chart is nothing to see here. Doing fine. I just need to get high-grade copper. High-grade copper right now is up 10 cents at 5.59. Fabulous spike to the upside. So this is going to be very important because I was asked if I'd look at it. Maybe I'll look at some of the stocks, actually stocks that we have in I call it the portfolio, but our stocks that we have. Now, did that. I wonder what was missing. It's just a TLT. Here we go, TLT, down 34 cents there for the TBT, the inversion. Is just running, but yields are stuck in the middle of the range. Okay, we want to look at just one quick thing in the moment. It'll be XLF, up 10 cents at 52.51, just off the recent high. I'll be back. Now we've got a lot to discuss. Dow's up 112, S&P's down 4, divergence. I'll be back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So you can see how every time there's a sell-off, the market comes back again. Now the S&P is unchanged, the E-mini is unchanged, actually plus, just starting to come back very nicely. Oh, look at that, very nice turnaround. And the Dow's now up 125. And so I'll go to the questions that I've had first. So let me do this BWLX. So BWLX. Here it goes. BWLX is the symbol. Because I wrote it wrong. I hit it wrong. BWLX. There it is. No. Come on. Where did that go to? I wrote it down, I thought. Got it right here. Did I not write it down? I sure did. I did all BWLP. You got to get the right symbol, right? BWLP, there it is. Trading up 54 cents at 13.06. In leg D in the daily chart. In leg C in the weekly chart. BWLP is BWLPG Inc. Is a shipping and energy infrastructure company. Made a peak E-top in the monthly chart in the 22s. Back in, I think it was June or so, about a year or so ago. And then it comes tumbling down to the 8 level, and now it's at 13. So, was there a question that went with that? I think there was. So, until, I'm just scrolling through the Tiger YouTube. There we go, got it. Okay, here we go. That's the right side article, okay. Yes, has a 9% dividend. And keeps moving in the right direction, but you type something in that I saw, and now, of course, I won't be able to find it. All right, so BW, I'll get to it, but let's just do the chart. It's above the 200-period moving average in the daily. The 9 is well over the 14, and the price is well over the 9. The MACD is good, not great, but very good. the relative strength is very strong. The stochastics at 89% and holding. The on-balance volume is rallying, but it's still got a lot to go before it gets oversold. All right, so what am I looking at here? I'm looking at a situation where there's been a huge decline. In fact, the monthly decline, even though it's gone from 22 down to 8, it's almost two-thirds decline, only went to a trough B. And that just suggests to me that the seriousness of the move, to the initial move, going from 22 to 10, then back up to 13 something, 1311 or so. No, it's at 1311 right now, so it must have been in the 1340s. And then coming down to 8. This is the first time that the monthly chart has had at least 3 consecutive moves to the upside. Still in leg A, every other A's failed, but this one's had consecutive. That's a good sign. Number 2 is the weekly chart had a nice cross of the 200-period moving average with the 9 crossing over the 14 and continuing higher. And the MACD is good. The stochastics at 94%. The on-balance volume is weak, which means that either it's telling you that this is a false break to the upside, or it's telling you you're looking at intermediate term, like weeks and weeks of moving to the upside until the on-balance volume gets oversold, like it did back in earlier this year, back in maybe March. And then it came tumbling down from a dreaded peak A, I'll type it in, to a B. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at the target will be all these highs that were made back in the weekly chart before it failed back in January in the 1345 area. Well, we were already at 1310, right? So that said, let me do this because I want to introduce this today for many reasons. So this is BWLP. This is a Chapman Wave automated support and resistance levels. So 1319 is the area that it should have. You look, every time it's gotten to these highs, very soon after that it turned down. It didn't even make some of the highs. This time you've got a support at 1151. And you've got 1270 and then 1319. We've gone above it. So this is the area that if it can snap through, get into the 1335, 1346 area, that is a big break to the upside. And it's the first time. The last time it traded above the 200-period moving average was very briefly about October of last year, when we went to the 1580s, and it just stalled out after about 7 sessions, and whoops, that was it. It didn't come back to the 200-period moving average until February of this year, when it went to the high 13s, and now it's and then it pulled back. This is the first time. Once it gets close, it's like a magnet. It goes bing, it grabs the price, and then it says you can wobble around here, but as soon as you break to the upside, you've left the 200-period moving average alone for a little while. Okay, so we've got that, and we'll come back to that chart in a moment. That's what I'm telling you right now. I like it very much. A leg D, look, the last peak D, just under the 200-period moving average, failed to grab on, so it pulled back all the way to the 10s, and now it's started a new move. But each one's making higher highs and higher lows. I like that. So I'm just suggesting that the 1238 to 1180 area should be very strong support. Is looking very good right now. Looking out, as soon as it can start to trade for about a week or two, closing above this high, that was at the 1345 level, you're looking at something very different. Okay, I hope that helps you. Next question came in. I wrote it down. I got questions from late yesterday. So VRNS. VRNS is Verona Systems, data protection, threat protection, compliance, trading at minus 117 at 52.40 in a leg. I've called this a leg. Oops, got an upside down error. That would be a surprise right there. Get that error out the way. It went to a peak. Yeah, I could have considered this a continuous pattern. That's a very big difficulty in the Chapman Wave methodology, because it's not a negative at all. But it does say if you hold the 9-period moving average and the price goes under it and you have a nice strong bounce to the upside, have you started a brand new move? Do you put a down arrow? Well, if it's a D and you've taken time, you've taken, look, about 18 sessions before you broke to the upside, I'm going to call that a D. If it fails here, this potential G/C, I'll put an inverted cap. Now, let's do the other. So you've got cyber. Went to a peak A, B, C, D. No, went to a peak, a brand new A, B, C, D, E. And now it's pulling back. It's down at 384.90. It's down 20.41. It went to a peak C in the weekly chart under the previous 421 round number high. Let's go to PANW. Pulling back 8 at 197.90 after going. Oh, I never updated these. Peak A, B, C, D, E from a peak E. I wonder if that was a round number. A peak E at 206, I'm sorry, 206.74. Any round numbers? No. So it's still a viable thing, but it's pulled back sharp. Okay. So let's go back to your question on VRNS. VRNS. That's an N for Nancy. Yeah, I like this very much. It is down with the others today, but look at that weekly chart. That's a leg B. And this is a stock that has gone from the 18s to the 60, not in a straight line, a very nice stair-step move, and now it's had a kind of a V-shaped pattern, trying to get back. I like it very much, and I'm going to give you the support and resistance levels as soon as we return. Dow's up 89.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, boys, we're back, and I've got a couple of questions coming in. One, I just have to finish this up because it is pertinent. It's something I wanted to do, and I didn't get a chance to. I did it in some of the other indices. Yeah, so who's that? Now, it's Baseball Eyeballs in the Tiger YouTube says, using your price time match thesis, the IWM set a high on 11/25/24. IWM is on schedule to touch that high of 244.98 on the 18th of August. So I go step by step. So you've got 244. I don't want to go to the 244 level yet. We haven't even gotten to the high of the cluster formation at a peak E that was at 230.70. So I'm going to the 230.70 level and using, and this is a little bit conservative, but it's the angle that I like, and I use it in the Chapman wave. There we are. This is the technique that I call the inside wedge target repellent, the green dashed target repellent line. On the way down is the pink dashed. And this one says that by the 17th of July, and it's a little aggressive in a way, in the sense that we are trading right now at 224, and you're talking about 6 points, which it needs a trigger for. Right now, each move up has been fairly gentle, and I've got it at a peak. It could be an instant reality. Let me do it in the short term. And I'm taking the daily chart and I'm squeezing it. There you can see we did an instant restart. This could be an F/B, and it's good. It's at 72 cents, up 72, 224.36. So that would say this is kind of the way I'd be looking at it. It might be a little too aggressive, and it might have to go another 2 weeks, about a week or so to the end of July, maybe. So that I'd go one step at a time. And I've got the exact same thing in the weekly chart, which says that the week of the 25th, that's kind of what I'm looking at. We'll see, because anything can happen. As I say, there are a lot of potential negatives out there that could really darken the mood of the market right now, yet you've got instruments that are moving higher. So I'll do a little bit more of this tomorrow. Now, the next thing I want to look at here was, where did it go? So MP, we got one of our dentists who pointed this out to us quite some time ago. This is MP Materials Corporation, Rare Earth Minerals. Just had a fabulous outlook. Look at this, up 1570 at 45.73, tootling along after a peak D. Sharp slide from the 39 level down to the 29? And then all of a sudden today, whoosh, it's up. It spikes higher. So that is MP Materials Corporation, Rare Earth Minerals. I think they're one of the major companies in the U.S. with rare earth. Must be that, because this is really fabulous action. Now, with that said, another question came in. Yes. So RHI, let me just check the time. Yep, I'm doing okay. RHI is Robert Half. So let me say, I haven't updated this for ages. I've got the monthly, and the monthly had, wow, I haven't seen this for a while. At first, RHI, I was thinking D.H. Horton, then I'd say, what, DHI? No, this is RHI. Yeah, so it makes this, it goes from a low of 2020, what was the low, in the 28? 32.38, right. It makes a low back on the 3rd, that's March of 2020. It screams up to the 120s, makes a peak F, and then it comes sharply down, makes a dreaded H, fails. Another lowercase h goes to lowercase m, fails. Then it does a dreaded H, fails. So this is really important. Nice action today, up 75 cents at 43.65, peak A, peak B. There's your dreaded H, failure pattern, but within 2 bars, it closed above that left side low. That says it could target the next peak on the left side, which says right here on the 30th of June, that's 45.67. It's trading it right now at 43.63, up 73 cents. So yes, this is the first time that there's been an ictus. So there's been some kind of a trigger to say, and one of the reasons is, the other one was Mankind, Manfred, M-A-N. Manpower Group, also jobs, staffing, etc. Same as Robert Half in the staffing area. I mean, this once made a peak E right way back in 2017, up in the 130s, and it's just had a horrible move. It went down to the 45 area, it was down to 40. Then it screams up to 120, and now it's given all of that back. And I had a 1-to-1 to the left side. I should have used this as a short, but it went sideways, and sideways means you're going to have to hang on for a while. So you really want to use options, didn't do anything. And that now it's starting to find some support. So that's very important. So thank you for pointing that out. Look, I haven't even updated them. Did it H here as well. So this is that's what I'm saying. There's this rotation that's going on, so that it's not now just the S&P or anything. You've got to look at this, Toll Brothers. Up again today, up $1.73. I said to my subscribers, do we just grab it right here? Let's see if it can push nicely above the 200-period moving average. Then we know exactly where our cushion is. Toll Brothers, look, another one was Nail. We had a question about 2 weeks ago, and I said, you can nibble here, but it's very volatile. Well, nibble. In the 50s, here it is at 66. It broke the left side, right side price time match. Oh, my. Some of these misses are terribly embarrassing because we discussed it. It was almost every day I've been discussing these things, but we just didn't jump on board. So all I'm saying is that there is enough evidence to say we could suddenly spike to the upside, even with this, as I say, even now, in Newton, Massachusetts, beautiful green. It's becoming greener, and the green, what's it called? The Garden City. It's becoming greener and greener with all this rain we've had. Thank goodness I managed to get my tennis in last night. But what can we do here, huh? We got green. Oh, let's look at green, looking at SCHW. No, that's Schwab. Green is Sherwin-Williams, SHW. Talk about green. Yeah, it is green today, but it's stuck in the range at 354.33, up 279. So I've covered what I needed to. Now I wanted to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I mentioned before, has kind of stalled. But you see this very quick A to B to C to D. That's a technique in the Chapman methodology that says just be careful, because it's usually getting very close to a dip, not a major sell, but it's just the upside could be limited if it suddenly dips, and then it has to start fresh to the upside. But if at any point, I've been saying for weeks, if Bitcoin futures can go to 112,500, then there's a real good chance it's going to try to snap through the 113,000s, where the 113,360 is a resistance level. We'll see what happens there. So I wanted to match that with MDT. I mentioned this over the years. I always mention this. Beautiful session today, leg D. Medtronic, trading up at 90.06, trading up $1.06. So this is one of the weird. I wanted to mention this only because it was in the weekly chart, a very quick peak A, peak B, peak C, and here's your leg D. And I'll discuss the two of them. Do I have time to? I'll keep that for tomorrow, Technical Friday, because I still have a chunk of stocks to look at.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, so we've got a nice spike in the E-mini when everything was looking kind of dull. Not bad, but dull. So I had a question here, just a statement, I guess, from a subscriber. Says, Basil, you mentioned dark cloud often for the next pullback, but feels like we could be missing several technical only pullbacks to buy on the dips if bad news doesn't come for several months. So let me just do this for a second. So for my opening call, so this is MDT. It's in a leg D. It's pushing away from the this is Medtronic. I'm done with this. I'll do it again tomorrow. There's nothing we're going to do right now. So for my subscribers, I've been talking about this for a couple of days, and I spoke about this with Toll Brothers. So absolutely missed a great entry because it did pull back, holding the 9-period moving average, and I thought I'd get in. But I said at the time that we're going to go for low-price stocks because I need to see if anything is going to transpire in the economic sector that says, now we've got trouble. And because I said it's so difficult to maybe even to add to our Robinhood positions up in the near highs, and GE near highs, IAI, which is all-time high. This is the broker-dealer ETF, Microsoft. Let's go for single-digit stocks, and that's going to give us real nice percentages, the same kind of percentages, or even better than if you were in some of these biggies. And then we've built up a nice cash position. Then I can go. It's the opposite of what I usually do. That we do really well in the bigger, higher priced issues that we have. Then I'm prepared to go for single digits. This time I said they've done well, the big ones. Now let's go for the small. So we had CD. It's right here. It's trading at 880. It's down 17 cents. And so this is very interesting because we are long. Core mining from 792, taking nice little profits. We went to BBAI, did all the analysis and everything for BBAI. This is Big Bear AI Holdings, AI technology specializing. So I went again to a stock that had the potential to move sharply higher. So BBAI, we were fortunate enough on the 25th of May to get in at 509, and it spiked to 872. We took a third off this is all part of the portfolio. Just thinking about trying to grab what you can. 53.8%. We taken just a tad off soon after we got in, and a tad off yesterday for a really nice gain, even better gain. And I'm waiting for another pullback, because at that point we want to get in for those people. Didn't get in, they can get in there, or we want to add to the position. And I can't use the long wick situation in the monthly chart because it's already gone more than 3 bars. This is now the 6th month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th month since that. But I'm keeping it there to say if at any time in the weekly chart, we did it last week, but I'd like to see it again, that we can close over $7.90. I'm going to make it $8. Then there's a real good chance that this is the move that takes it to retest the 10.31 or whatever it was, that last high, 10.16 on the in February. So that's what I've been doing. But at the same time, today, I want to, we even have TGB. This is Taseko Mines. We got in real nicely. Taseko Mines, TGB is the symbol. We got in at $3 just a couple of days ago. No, about a week or so ago. And it is 368. That's not a bad percentage gain. And here it is at 348. Doing very nicely, up 11 cents. So that's what I said. Now, the difficulty is going to be at this point, now do I get into the IWM or anything? Because first of all, I've got so many positions. I need space on my newsletter. I'm going to have to take off one. I might have to take off DBA because we've just been in since 2020. It's done fabulously, but now I think it's kind of dull for the moment. I'd rather use that space and that money somewhere else. Just like we took the money from the dollar and said, "Hey, we're done with the dollar," because the administration's belief is to have a lower dollar. And if that's the case, we can't fight the administration. So have a look at this chart right here. This is, so today, yes, for a week now, I got to stand, I've got a cramp. Here we go. CLF is Cleveland Cliffs. So for a little while now, about a week or so, in fact, I was going to put it in as a buy about a week ago, and then I said, all right, let's see, it's getting close to the left side peak D at 919. It's come from 563. And then I said today, after yesterday's move was leg D, I thought, okay, great. I think maybe now at D we can have I have a choice of using 2 techniques. One is to split it and grab it on a little bit of a gap the next day, and then have a much lower position. Hope you only get one. Well, hope the worst case is you get one, and it just keeps going higher, but you don't have 2, and you have to work out when you're going to add to it. The other is you just say, I want to get in, and I have to get in on a pullback. And that's the choice that I made today. So what happens? I don't know what the news was, because it's not one of the great companies in the rolled steel area, but I thought as the steels are improving and they're going to be tariffs, whatever the tariff is, it will benefit in some way the steels. Let's get in. So I would have missed it because I was not going to pay more than the high yesterday was 903, and it closed at 885, and it was gapping up about 10, 12 cents at 906. I didn't want to pay. I might have said under 908. Well, the low today was 906. I might have got it, so I missed that opportunity. I chose instead to do the split instead of the single buy, and here it is up 8.5%, 8.6% at 961. So, yeah, I agree with you, and I will handle it in a different way now because I can see that there are a couple of subscribers who are really looking for the kind of intermediate term potentials, and I'll deal with that in a different way. But making money is fine. But I chose not to take a chance with going into the very high-priced stocks like even a Microsoft, which should go even higher because it's now the leader in the Mega 7s. It's really difficult for me to be for subscribers. We got in 388. This is, Microsoft 338. I'm sorry, back in. Let me just check the date. I think it was October of 2023. So it's just it's walked the 9-period moving average. It looks great. I think it's getting a little tired, and that's the reason why I'm saying that I'm looking at 3 different areas. I don't have to discuss them now. 3 areas that could turn into where the market says, And then it's not just on a one-time basis with the Dow slips 700 and then go the next day, over 3 days, goes back to higher highs. I'm thinking it'll be where the general market kind of pulls back, and even the new winners are going to start to pull back. And that's really what I'm trying to prepare for. But if you're looking at a leg V in Microsoft in the monthly chart, and it barely had a peak A, it's almost like a peak A. I mean, a leg A. It's incredible how strong that looks. All I can say is, I know what you're looking at, but I have to do it in a little bit more conservative way. I could be more aggressive, but I don't want people to suddenly be looking at a 20% loss. We never, I think in all the years, the decades, the thousands of positions that we've had over the 23 years, I think there was one time where it gapped down 20-something% and took us out. But other than that, we usually don't take big losses at all.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks. I had a question. Could you show us the analysis? So this is CLF, this Cleveland Cliffs that was trading at $8.96, up 11 cents when I sent this out this morning. Here's my chart. I had this left side, right side price time match. I had this Chapman wave volume price climax climactic reversal. This is really important here. Look at that volume spike. And then I had this peak AB. I had a Chapman wave inside wedge. I didn't make it dash because I wanted to show quite nicely. Dash green, or this is the gray. Inside wedge target, repellent line, going to the left side, right side price time match to the 919 level buy, actually today. So I did expect some kind of a bounce to the upside. And I showed you the Chapman wave inside track repellent line. So look at this. And then I showed you the horrible monthly chart. And then I wrote up about it and why we like it and what we're anticipating, not all in one day. And look, it broke out. So this is very important. It's the first time it's broken. This resistance, almost like a 135, one of Larry's price movements in terms of time. But no, it's a little bit different. And look, this is the first time you've got real good action in technicals, but the 9 hasn't crossed positive. So the question is, where would you get in? I like it because I like the steals. I've been showing new NUE. This is, where did I type that? Wrong place. NUE. There we go. This is Nucor Corporation. Also did the left side, right side price time match, but I didn't want. You see, it's the same story. Why go for a stock at 143 that's up 4.11 up 2.89 when I can get a low price stock in the same area, not as great a company as Nucor, but still very good, and I can get an even better bang for the buck. That's what we try to do very often. So it's gone to leg E above 143.06, whereas you're looking at this spiraling over that 919 level. So I'd wait for a little bit of a pullback. I have a plan that we will get one of these steel stocks, but I want you to get the low price one. Look at the bang for the buck, 8%. That's much better, right? Almost double. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Check out my opening call daily newsletter. Stay tuned for Steve